Hey guys, and welcome to your February 2020 Tarot Creativity Forecasts. My name is Kayleigh Jean, and welcome to my channel. I record these readings for artists, creatives, entrepreneurs, and anybody who is working on their personal growth or their spirituality and self-expression in any way. So if those areas of life are intriguing to you right now, go ahead and keep watching. I also want to give a really quick announcement about the Tarot Self-Therapy group course that we have coming up. I will put all of the information below. This is a course that starts actually this month in February, and all of the information again will be in the link below this video. It's essentially a course that takes you through really forming a deeper personal relationship with your deck from specifically a self-therapeutic perspective. So we're going to be working with the cards in a very gentle way, getting to know the archetypes and exploring the archetypes and their ins and outs very in depth, and also working with self-healing spread work and how you can really use tarot as a self-healing tool. So if you're looking for something to indulge your curiosity in, especially when it comes to tarot and divination or even healing work in general, this course could have a lot for you. And we also do have a group where you can chat with other participants as well. Alright, so that information is below the video. Let's get right into your reading. Okay, Scorpio, let us get into your February reading. While I was tuning in for you during the meditation, I was given some channeled information. The first thing that I saw was the opening of a cave, and it seemed really dark inside of the cave. And then as I was sort of watching it, it was like there was this light kind of being illuminated from the inside, and it was sort of starting to shine outward until the full mouth of the cave was completely bright, and I couldn't see still what was in it, but it was just almost so like blindingly bright. So I don't know what this is kind of a metaphor for. I feel like it's probably going to be personally relevant to each of you in different ways, but what I was getting as I was tuning into it was almost like sounds interesting to say, but almost like a teaching aspect of you coming forward. There could be something that you are aware of, you know, at the deeper levels of your being that stem from kind of your scorpionic side, which is a very deep energy. You know, anybody with potent points in Scorpio is going to have this, you know, to some extent, but there's an ability to kind of understand things on more of a subconscious level or even an unconscious level. There's like a sense of being able to almost visit the underworld and kind of come back with information, which is something that throughout many different mythological stories you see is really difficult to do. And so there's something about like the archetype of Scorpio, which is why, you know, Pluto, once it was discovered, is associated with that sign. You know, when Pluto was taking on these, you know, qualities in the collective, it became associated with Scorpio and the underworld realm of things. So there's definitely this sense with the cave symbolism that I feel really matches that aspect of your mythology, like your personal mythology. Some of you may feel like you're coming out of a dark period, for example, and coming back with like wisdom to share. Some of you could also even be coming from something like a dark night of the soul almost, and really, you know, feeling like you're able to, in this moment, kind of transmute that dark energy into something that can bring light, can bring blessings, or it can bring understanding, you know, to other people. So there's definitely a profundity, I want to say, like a profoundness. Making up words here, but I feel like there's a profoundness to what you're going through at this time, and at the same time, you know, for the majority of February, we have the sun traveling through Aquarius, which is going to be squaring any points that you have in Scorpio. So I don't know that if you have been going through a challenge that it's completely over, but it almost feels like there's things that you are dealing with that may kind of test your patience at times this month, but then at other times I feel like there's this sense of reckoning, like there's a sense of really understanding yourself better, and there's a sense of having more clarity about what you are doing moving forward, particularly when we get to the new moon in Pisces on February 23rd. That is going to be, you know, putting trine energy, you know, as the sun moves through Pisces, it'll be trining any of your points in Scorpio. So that's going to feel really comfortable. You're probably going to kind of get back into your groove. Definitely, I would say by the time Pisces season rolls around. But even before then, Scorpio, there's some kind of like transmutation going on where you're turning your pain or suffering or your difficulties, your challenges into some kind of alchemical gold. And that's really like the theme that I want to have you like sort of have stick with you. If you take anything from this reading, just know that if you're Scorpio that's been going through a difficult time, or if you are supporting people who have, this is going to go somewhere. Like this is taking you somewhere really important. And you're meant to kind of focus on the intention, you know, that you're bringing to the situation, or the intention that you're bringing to how you move forward as a creator, how you move forward as maybe a business owner or an artist. This is a time where your intentions are really going to like shine through everything that you do. So be really connected to that and be aware of what your intentions really are and recognize the beauty of your intentions. I feel like that's one of the best things, like the best gifts that we can give ourselves, and one of the best gifts we can give to others when we are around them is recognizing, you know, the beauty of what they're trying to accomplish, or recognizing the highest aspects of who they are. So do that to yourself this month as well. Be aware of the beauty of your own intentions and what you're striving for, because ultimately I feel like it's a lot of work to do what you're doing, and to go through the transformations that you're going through is a lot of work, but I think that it is ending up opening things up for you and bringing light to situations that may have been sort of shrouded in a little bit of a lack of clarity. So let's take a look at your cards and we'll get some more information here. Scorpio. Scorpio, Scorpio. So I'm using the After Tarot today. I just absolutely love this deck. I feel like it's so fun to use, and I just felt like it would be kind of an uplifting choice for us this month. Scorpio, Scorpio. Okay, let's see. Wow, we've got Black Egg crossed by the Vulture. This is crazy, guys. Even just as I pulled these cards, like as I was pulling them out of the deck, I had a really strong kind of feeling within me. Like I felt, I just could feel really strongly like which cards I guess my energies, my guides that help me with these readings like wanted me to pull. And I'm really struck by the color scheme and the imagery of these cards, because it really speaks to what I was seeing in the meditation. And I feel like I say that a lot, but it's just the magic of cartomancy. I don't know how to explain it, but it happens and it's real. That, I mean, this black egg, I can almost see like the mouth of the cave, right, with this card. And then, you know, the light is like kind of shining out around it. And similarly, you know, with the Vulture, this is a card that represents, you know, those underworld journeys that I was talking about. The Vulture is a card of like facing what needs to be released or what needs to be let go of. It can be, I mean, it's a very scorpionic energy in itself. It's a sense of kind of seeing the truth and seeing kind of powerful wisdom in places within your psyche that people, like most people, don't really want to go. Like, it kind of reminds me of, you know, reading, for example, like Carl Jung's work. You read about different people and the dreams that they have, and literally dreams, I'm saying, not just like you know, futuristic goals or whatever, but like literal dreams, people will have very raw emotions kind of stirred up by their dreams and by kind of the landscape or the symbolism that comes up in their dream imagery. And people have really different reactions to that type of work, of working with the symbols of the unconscious mind. Some people really don't want to go there. You know, it makes them really uncomfortable. And I can't blame them, because it's a very kind of strange idea, and I feel like many of you who are watching this will really understand and get it, and you don't think twice about it. But it's important to remember that a lot of people will think twice about it. A lot of people are not comfortable with the idea that there are parts of ourselves that are so deep, like deeply embedded within our psyche, and they are also very influential in terms of like our conscious mind and our thinking. We're not necessarily the masters of our own house, you know, and that can be like a scary realization for people, because we want to think that if we just direct our will at something, then we will be able to complete it, or that we can, you know, stay the course. We can control our mind. We can control the things that we want to be doing. We can get ourselves to focus on that. And sometimes, and to a great extent, that is true. Like, we do direct our own destiny in a very large degree. But a person with a lot of Scorpio in their chart is going to be like, yes, yes, and and there's this whole inner world, you know, that's going on, where it's almost like the voice of our dreams in a way. Our dreams are a place within us where, you know, with the exception of lucid dreaming, a lot of times we don't control like what is going on in our dreams. Our conscious mind doesn't. Once we become unconscious in the process of falling asleep, our dream symbols are sort of generated out of what we could call like our soul, or what we could call, you know, a very archaic, very ancient, very mysterious part of ourselves. And those of you who have worked with those deeper voices within you, those deeper consciousnesses, and what I mean by that is like aspects of your own consciousness that don't feel necessarily like your normal waking, you know, personality or ego. You see that these dreams and the things that come through in them are not by accident. And it's definitely not random, like they mean something. And I feel like with these cards, I think that you are recognizing right now, Scorpio, in some area of your life, that the things that are going on are not just random. The things that have been happening to you are not random in any way, shape, or form. You're probably on a particular segment of your growth path, like of your life journey, that takes you to that deeper place within you, and you're recognizing that there's more to the story than you can even know right now. Like, you're recognizing that the changes that are taking place in your life are opening you up to the next leg of your journey, but you don't maybe necessarily know exactly what that's going to look like. And that's okay, because you are being guided by this inward unfolding, this kind of almost higher aspect of your potential future self reaching into the present moment in time and guiding that journey, guiding your attention, you know, guiding your attention to notice little omens, little signs, little messages that you get through synchronicities or through your dreams or just through intuitions that you get. You're seeing this unfolding happening, but you only have this little window to it. And I feel like you're going to be sharing more about it. I feel like you're going to be more upfront about like the unknowns that you're embracing this month. And I think that you're also going to be releasing some things that have maybe been pretty heavy and karmic with the Vulture card. You're releasing maybe life situations or inward struggles that are going to really dramatically change the narrative, which is the black egg. It has to do with the fifth chakra. which is your throat. So it's like how you speak about things, how you share your story is going to change. And this isn't just about February. This is obviously a really deep reading. So let's take a look though at some specific guidance for you in February. So yeah, we've got King of Wands, Five of Swords, Four of Swords, the Hermit, Death card, which is ruled by Scorpio, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Yeah, this is a really deep reading. What I want to say to you, Scorpio, is that you're going through some major transitions. And I think that you are being supported on all sides. And like, because I'm actually seeing this reading, I'm seeing it chronologically, like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, like we usually do. But I'm also seeing an energy pattern that's showing me like how space is being held around you, because you have 4 strong cards that are forming like the 4 corners, the outer walls of this reading. The Hermit, the Hanged Man, the Death card, and the King of Pentacles are all incredibly strong cards. 3 of them are major arcana cards. And the King of Wands, I mean, he might as well be a major in this context. I mean, he's not, but I can see that he's performing the same function in this reading. And then you have 2 aces below, and then the 4 and 5 of Swords above. And these are in the center. So these are smaller, circumstantial, everyday life energies that are being protected and sort of guided by these more metaphysical, larger forces that are at play. On the one hand, with the Hermit and the Hanged Man, we have this powerful sense of a door opening for you in your life towards being able to study or being able to have a situation of peace around you where you can learn more of the things that you feel you need to know in order to move forward in your goals. There's a sense as well of like a spiritual renewal happening with these cards, but there's also a feeling of steadiness and patience with that renewal that I'm getting. Now with the King of Wands and the Death card, these are more dynamic, powerful cards. So on the one hand, there could be somebody in your life, maybe a fellow fixed sign or a fire sign like Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius person, or somebody with some of those energies in their chart at least. Or it could be also like a Scorpio that you're connected with, or these could be energies within you. But there's like a powerful sense of protective energy that I'm getting here. This is a very unique reading. This reading is going to places that I didn't expect. But the King of Wands and the Death card, I feel, are actually protector energies for you. And that's very, very unusual. But I feel that there could be this person around you who's like a rock for you, or who's like solid for you in some way. I also feel like with the Death card, some of you are already en route to go through like major changes or even upheaval in your life. But it's bringing in all of this like spaciousness, because you have these aces next to each other, right? So there's the falcon with the cover on it, and then we also have the salamander, which is like wide open, you know, kind of naked, whereas this one is sort of covered. So there's like inner sight, and then there's outer adaptive ability, because salamanders can be, you know, on land and in water. And they're also fire creatures of transformation as well. So we have this sense of like going within to find that inner knowledge, and then we also have this sense of being able to adapt to the outer world. So I'm seeing like a lot of this energy. I'm seeing a need to definitely go within this month in February and really take some time for yourself to kind of figure things out and set your sights on your goals in the most kind of, I want to say like a falcon type of way, like almost like a predatory way. But you know, that's just because these are animals that we're working with. A lot of the time in my readings we work with animal symbolism, and you know, they are predators. So this is about really being aligned with your own interests and recognizing that you too, Scorpio, play a role in the world. You too play an important role. You're an important voice, and you deserve, and you really should, I think, begin to carve out, you know, your own path or your own way. This is something that I think is going to be really beneficial for you, but at the same time, it may require you to kind of look within yourself to figure out what that is, because it could be radically different from what anybody else is doing. And that's where the salamander comes in with the Ace of Wands. Is like, we have this around the end of the month, there's this dynamic creative energy coming in that you're going to feel really called to act on. And at the same time, you know, it's going to be different because you have the Hanged Man in reverse next to it. So to kind of go by the chronology of this reading, because this reading has been going very, very deep, but just to look at the brass tacks of like the mundane things we see, the first week of February is about a victory for you. It's about, and I feel like it's important to say that, you know, similar to the message of like being the falcon, being kind of connected to its own interests, I feel like there's a victory that's going on for you in the very beginning of the month, but it's the kind of victory where somebody else is maybe not so happy with what you're doing, or somebody else feels like they're losing something, at the same time that you know that you're gaining more independence, you're gaining, you know, all of this King of Wands stuff, but somebody might be kind of behind you feeling almost resentful or bitter of it. So, you know, the way that this could play out, for example, if you work in a company, you and a colleague could both be being considered for a promotion, but only one of you can get the job, and it could be you that gets it. And so you feel, on the one hand, victorious, but then at the same time with the Five of Swords, you're also feeling like, okay, you're going to have to try and manage this relationship now with the person that you've bested somehow. You definitely don't want them to kind of stew and feel abandoned or feel hurt. But at the same time, this could be kind of a sweet victory for you, because maybe this person was very competitive with you in the past, or was controlling towards you in the past, and now events are sort of turning in your favor, and you don't want to be like gloating about that, but at the same time, you know, there is a real sense of like, oh, finally, you know, like something is moving in the direction that I've been like waiting on or focusing on. So I think it's important to like manage relationships constructively in the beginning of February. Enjoy your victories for sure, but make sure that you're also kind of, you know, handling things smoothly and politely and with, you know, compassion and empathy. I know you will, Scorpio, if this is something, you know, that is accurate for you. One of the other things that I feel, though, is simply that sense of like, maybe you're making a decision to move on from something like a relationship that has become codependent, for example, and so you're kind of moving on, and you feel this like dynamic sense of, you know, self-actualization, which is that King of Wands, that mastery energy of like, wow, I can be fully myself, I can be fully immersed in my creativity, I can be, you know, completely involved in my life again, now that I'm not having to, you know, give so much of my energy and time to that connection. Like, I didn't realize how much it was draining me. So in that sense, you are feeling victorious, but the other person might be feeling kind of sad. So just, again, you know, in that same vein, handle the situation authentically to the best of your ability, and try to do it without burning bridges, even if the person that you're kind of stepping back from, or the person that is, you know, a little bit more dejected in the situation, even if they were really difficult, I think it's important to just keep your eye on the long view and also, you know, be your best version of yourself. So that's kind of what I'm getting there, Scorpio. By the second week, we've got the the Four of Swords and the Hermit. So definitely some rest is going to be important in that second week of February. You might have just gone through a lot with the King of Wands and the Five of Swords. There could have been a lot going on, a lot of busyness, a lot of new things to take care of. And so I think by the second week of February, it's going to be really important to just rest, basically, and take care of yourself. Also, maybe seek some guidance, like with a mentor or a wise person that you know, who is going to be able to kind of help you find your own way on the journey that you're on, okay? Because the Hermit is never about somebody trying to push their beliefs on you like a guru or anything. The Hermit, like a true hermit, is somebody who knows their own path in life and completely respects, like, your own path in life as well. So that's the type of person that you want to work with if you are going to be working with anybody in terms of support or a coach or a reader or, you know, somebody like that, like a therapist maybe even. Somebody who doesn't have their, like, own biases trying to kind of control what you think or how you believe, you know, in your life. The third week of February, we've got the Death card moving towards the Ace of Swords. So I see like a refinement of an idea here, a refinement of a concept. I see movement towards a simpler goal as well. I see perhaps letting go of things that have been distractions for you in that third week and really simplifying and cementing, like within yourself, your clearest objectives. And then I think that leads you into the Ace of Wands and the Hanged Man. So this is where I see a lot of dynamic creative energy coming in. Again, it makes a lot of sense because with that new moon in Pisces on the 23rd, that's going to be trining you. It's going to be kind of opening up the doors for what I want to say is like a quiet, new concept, or like a sort of, it starts quietly, it starts kind of under the surface, but you can really feel it start to kind of heat things up within you in a good way. It's like you're starting to feel alive again, or finding your voice again, or finding kind of your spark with these cards. With the Hanged Man is showing me that it's like a gradual thing. It's kind of reminding me of, like, because this card is associated with Neptune, which is like a sea god, it kind of makes me feel like the tide is like gently kind of coming in and going out. It's this almost rhythmic, fresh start that's coming into your life. So go with it. I think that this is going to bring in a lot of fresh excitement for you and enthusiasm, Scorpio. So I hope this reading has given you some useful insights into the month ahead. Please let me know in the comments if you're still with me. You can leave me a little heart emoji or a little heart and a scorpion. I love those for the Scorpios. So yeah, leave me a comment letting me know you're still with me. If you'd like, you can also like this video and subscribe to the little bell for notifications. All those things really help my channel. You're also welcome to make a donation of any size. Even $1 is incredibly useful for this channel, and it really helps me when I get enough donations. It really helps me put more time into making these videos. And so if you want to just say thank you, you know, that's a really awesome way to reciprocate. You can also check out the Tarot Self-Therapy course information below this video as well. All that good stuff will be right below the video in the Show More section. Okay, Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. Sending you tons of love, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!